welcome back. Today we'll be talking about how to check collisions between two objects. It is extremely important that you draw out the image that is colliding, enabling you to see how to implement it into your code, especially for beginners. I'll be doing this in Paint to showcase it to you guys. As we see here, I first have already set everything up. I have, if you see this, I have a rectangle and I have a ball falling towards the rectangle or the paddle here. You'll see that the ball just falls straight through the rectangle. That's not what we want. We want it to go the opposite direction when it hits the paddle. So how do we do this? And this is when we need Paint. I'll be actually using Sketchpad here because it's just easier. Sorry. Now we first got to imagine we've got our circle. Our circle is right here. And we got a paddle here. Oops. Now I'm going to assume that we are using corner mode because I prefer using corner mode, and this is how I'll be teaching it. And I would recommend that you guys all use corner mode. So we got the X and Y right here. So this is the X and Y, and this is the X and Y for the rectangle. So if we just check when X and Y are equal to X and Y here, then we'll just get the circle. They'll be equal. The circle is X and Y, and the squares X and Y will be equal when, actually not here, but when the circle is right here. And that circle is actually inside the paddle, which is not what we want. We want the circle to bounce when it's right above the paddle. So how do we do this? Well, this is when we say, well, how do we get this bottom part of the ball? And what you do is you do X plus the height of the paddle. So you move X down here. So we now get this bottom part. We say, oh, okay. So when this XY plus the height is equal to the paddle's Y position. So right here. However, the paddle's Y and the ball's Y can be equal anywhere on this line, not just at the paddle. So it could be bouncing right here where the paddle's not even there. It'll still bounce back up. So we don't want that. So we want to restrict the ball to bounce only between these two sides. Now how do we do that? Now to do the left side, it's pretty easy. We just say if this X spot is greater than this, than the pad's X spot, then we got it. However, how do we check this side? So if the ball is here, we don't want it to. We want it to be inside this line. So the way we do that is we say, all right, we got a ball right here. And how do we check? You say ball X plus the width. So moves the ball X here. If it is less than this line right here, then make it bounce. That's exactly what we're doing. So now let's go back into our project. I've already got this code actually. It's right here. And you see, it says, if the pad Y is equal to pad Y plus ball R, which is what we did, and it's between the two sides of the paddle, then we'll make the ball speed negative. And we'll just check to make sure this works. See, it's going down now. And when it hits the paddle, it should be able to bounce back up. And that's exactly what it did. Perfect. So now that we got the basics on checking bounds, you can make this better if you wanted to, but we're just talking about the basics for now. Now we're going to do check collisions. Check collisions, it's actually a lot easier because you don't have to do this extra. Make sure it's in between these two bounds. You got to check if the X hits is less than 0. So we'll go back to draw here. Sketchpad. So we'll say So I'll actually erase all this. So we have this left side, and this side is 0. This is 0, 0. So this walls is 0. So when ball x goes past this, we want it to go the opposite way. So what you want to do is you just want to check when ball x is less than 0, just move ball x speed the other direction. It's very that simple. And if it's on this side, if it's on the right side, we check if ball x plus the width is greater than the width of the whole entire display, then make it go that way. And that's also very simple. So I have this code also copied right here. So right here. So if ball x is less than 0, then make it go in the other direction. So times equals -1. So that's all we got now. Thank you for watching.